Hello beer tubers and welcome to the beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppage. Today, looking at two very, very fresh cans of IPA. They're 2 days old, man. 2 days old. They were canned on the 5th. We have the 7th today of May. Awesome stuff. So, this is from Slowburn Brewing Co-op. Very cool brewery. What I've had from them so far has been really nice. I love that they're doing a very nice variety of styles. They've got lagers, New England IPAs, stout, West Coast IPAs. I don't know if this is going to be West Coast or Midwest, but I like that they're just not only doing hazies, because a lot of breweries, are doing so many hazies, and it's a style, I like it when it's really good, but I've gotten a little bit sick of it. Just a little bit. I'd rather drink some other stuff, right? Like having Todd the Axeman and Ama Boyku's the Port Brewing collab, the Wookiee IPA, was just so nice because it was such a breath of fresh air. I really loved it. I hope we're going to see more of that coming back again. Of course, still with the hazies around, because I still think New England IPA can be really, really good and awesome, but it's like, there's just so much of it. Like, when you go to a craft beer, well, you can't now, but before that, this whole COVID thing, when you went to a craft beer bar, there'd be like 5 or 6 New England IPAs on tap. I'm just getting a little bit fed up with it, but still a nice style when it's done right. But I'm really excited about these because they're not hazies. Even though, funny enough, it's 4 cans I got from them. Or actually 5. But one is a duplicate. Just the same of another one. But the 2 in the fridge are hazies. So these 2 are brand new. They've not done these before. The other 2 they've done before. And this is their Helios and Hungry Heart. Looks like they're going to be either Midwest or West Coast, judging by the color. They look like super pin bright and awesome. One is a session IPA, which is this one. The other one is a regular IPA. So I think we should start off with a session IPA. I really love the artwork. The reason why I'm thinking might be Midwest IPA is because of the flowers. It reminds me of the Midwest sunflower fields. If you like Iowa, all this stuff. Iowa, is that in the Midwest? Michigan, whatever. It reminds me of these kind of states, with all the farming and stuff. And the same with thistles. It also reminds me of, this is thistles, I guess. Then just immediately my mind goes to, that's going to be Midwest. Whereas the swimming giants, immediately, the fish is West Coast because of fish. And the other 2 in the fridge are tropical birds, hazies, tropical fruit, all that. So it's just my guess. We'll see. I'm really looking forward to these. So let's see here. So I got the hop combo. I think we're going to start off with the Helios, which is the session IPA. They say it's grapefruity, floral, and it's got a medium bitterness, made with water, barley malt, and the hops. And the hops are Equinox and Chinook. So pours a pin bright, clear, golden yellow color. I mean, that looks fantastic. It would look like a lager, or it does, but it also looks a lot like thinking Pipeworks kind of beer and whatnot, very pin bright yellow. A lot of West Coasters are also like this, but some of them are a little bit darker. But it looks very nice. It really makes both beers in color makes me think of Pipeworks. Nice right head. Let's check out the aroma. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I missed this. Slow burn fucking nails. So far, a lot of the more classic styles. If they can nail just by the aroma what I've had so far, that's more classical. If they can do that on New England IPA, I'm sure they're doing that great as well. But we'll find out when we have them. But this smells really nice. Chinook is there with this. It's so old school, but it's like floral, slightly earthy, kind of topsoily thing. But also there's also a little bit of grapefruit, and I think the cool thing is Equinox there too, bringing in a breath of fresh air. So it has like sweet citrus, tangerine. It definitely has grapefruit, as they say. It's definitely floral. It smells really nice. It could be more of a West Coast IPA because it just smells like it has the pithy kind of grapefruity thing, but it just smells really good. Let's try, guys. Cheers. Again, I just ordered these. I pre-ordered them 5 days ago. And they shipped them 2 days ago, and they're here. And they are not released at the brewery yet. It's amazing. Let's check it out. Cheers, guys. Okay, more... Yeah, no. Yeah. I think it's more or less kind of a Midwest thing. Because it's not that bitter. It's definitely got bitterness, and Midwest IPAs have that. But they're a bit more, focused on, little bit of a lighter malt backbone and a good amount of like fruitiness, especially like bright fruitiness. As far as I remember, it's been a long time since I've dwelled into Midwest IPAs, but it really makes me think of Pipeworks, like really. And I think pretty much a lot of the Midwesters, they're like kind of like they've got a little bit of the West Coast vibe, but it's not as like crazy bitter. Like the West Coast is like nuts with the bitterness. At least the traditional West Coast IPAs. But this is like a nice, as they say themselves, a medium bitterness. Total Slogger, super crisp, refreshing, light and drinkable, but a lot of flavor. I prefer IPAs over session IPAs, but this is actually a very good session IPA. The other session IPA I had from them, Golden Glow, I think that was a little bit better than this. It was a bit more West Coasty, but it was also a bit more fruity. Chinook really shines, I think, in this one. It's not my favorite hop, but it is one of the iconic old school hops that you need in a beer like this. But I think it's quite dominant because it has like big time like earthy, garlicky, oniony, topsoily type flavors. But then Equinox saves it a bit with a bit more of that like brightness, like sweet citrus, maybe hints of generic tropical fruit, but mostly for me it's like orange, tangerine kind of things, and also definitely grapefruit. Aftertaste like very pithy, bitter grapefruit without being like completely West Coast bitter. For my money, I'd say this is very like on the way to be something like a Midwest IPA. I think if you think Pipeworks, maybe some of them are a little bit more fruity than this, but that could also just be the hop combo. But as soon as I cracked this and started pouring it, I could smell from a distance that it reminded me a lot of. I don't know why I'm just repping Pipeworks talking about Midwest, but there's a lot of other breweries that are famous for doing this style, like Bell's and whatnot, but it's just what springs to mind. That's really nice. Just really well brewed, easygoing, refreshing. Not something mind blowing, but just a joy to drink, which is nice. I'm getting more and more into beer that's just a real pleasant joy to drink, especially when I'm sitting on my own. Than like crazy hype or just like crazy explosion of flavor. At least with beers like this, it's just I think it's nice to get back to this once in a while. Even though I still love the other stuff, but yeah, that was very good. So let's try and move on to Hungry Heart. This is 6.6%. They say themselves tropical fruit, citrus, and bitter. So it's going to be, I guess, more bitter than this one. Very nice label. I mean, again, the artwork on these cans are amazing. So the hops on this is a bit more complex. Got more of a mix of... No, they actually call this a West Coast Session IPA, the Helios. Interesting. They called this one an American IPA. Okay, so I was a bit off. I should have read that beforehand. But I just feel like it could be more bitter to be true West Coast. But yeah, this is Hungry Heart. And this is Citra, Amarillo, and Simcoe. That's also a great combo of hops. So yeah, looks great as well. A very similar color. There you go. I mean, they look pretty much the same. This is just a little bit more hazy. White head, gold and yellow straw color. Let's check out the aroma on Hungry Heart. I was about to say tasting notes just from reading the can. Yeah, it smells very nice as well. It smells a bit more old school. Sweet citrus. Hints of like a pineapple and mango, but like very sweet citrus oriented compared to the other one. It was a bit more earthy. Yeah, but I think they smell like, again, to me, both of them smell very Midwest-like because I don't think they smell, they don't have that crazy punchy thing you often get on the West Coast. And this to me misses a little bit to be completely true West Coast. It could have a little bit more dryness. The Midwest IPAs were often, as far as I remember, a little bit less dry than the West Coast, but it smells really good. Let's try it, guys. Cheers. Yeah, okay, that tastes to me even more Midwest than this one. For sure. Because it's like a very medium bitterness. It says it's bitter, but I think almost like this one was more bitter. Yeah, but I think it's also because it has like that earthy, raspy kind of oniony, garlicky, grapefruity thing. It seems a bit more bitter. And the more I drink it, okay, I can see what they mean by calling it a West Coaster, especially comparing it to this. This is much more dead on, I'd say, Midwest. It's sweet citrus, very much sweet citrus. I think they say tropical. It's kind of tropical a little bit. It's like pineapple. Mainly pineapple. Maybe a bit of passion fruit. Actually, pineapple being the most dominant. But for me, it's like really sweet citrus for it. Like very like orangey, tangerine-y. But it reminds me, as I said, of like a Pipeworks beer, but just lacking a bit on the punch. It could have a little more of a punchy hop flavor, but I think it still tastes really good. I mean, no, that's also the thing with these kinds of IPAs. When you drink them this fresh, there's not gonna be like green hop matter flavor that's just like destroying your palate. I could drink these 2 cans and carry on tasting other different beers, no problem. They're not palate fatiguing, which is nice. Yeah, so it's a bit hard to pick. I think the more I drink this, I get more flavor. And definitely like the sweet citrus and kind of like pineapple thing. Like Amarillo has a bit of the pithy, rindy citrus, but I think it's showing itself more as just like bright citrus. It even has a little bit of earthiness, but it's more. This one is more earthy and bitter. Maybe a little bit of a. Yeah, they say floral, but also a little bit of a grassy kind of bite to this one. Yeah, I think I enjoy Hungry Heart the most. It's just a bit more bright and vibrant in character. I usually prefer West Coast IPAs over like I'm gonna call this Midwest because that's what I think it is. Reminds me of the most. I usually prefer West Coast IPAs more so than Midwest IPAs, but a lot of people think West Coast IPAs are just like really bitter, but a lot of them are actually very fruity and very bright. And I think that is lacking a bit on that, but I think it's just because Chinook is one of the main hops. Chinook is like, it's not a very bright hop, even though they have Equinox in there, but yeah, I prefer Hungry Heart. They're really nice. Not like mind-blowing beers, nothing that's like gonna be like, whoa, this is insane, but just like really nice drinking beers. Perfect for, well, it's very cloudy and overcast right now, but perfect for hot weather. Again, I think this could use a bit more fruitiness, but this is probably what they intended to do. You know, I guess this is a flower series. I wonder if they do these things as series with the labels, because like a lot of them, it seems like the beers comes in pairs. Like Golden Glow and Shoulder of Giants got like, it was a whale and a fish, and this is like flowers, and then the other ones are birds. It's kind of cool. But yeah, very nice stuff. Ratings. Yeah, let's go 91 on Hungry Heart and a 90 on Helios. I think they're very good beers. Nothing mind-blowing, but just really enjoyable drinking beers that are awesome to have. I could definitely see myself getting more of this, but the one I got an extra can of was this, just because it was a session IPA and it was a bit lower in ABV. I should have gotten an extra can of this. But again, yeah, this is, to me, very Midwest-like. I can see, yeah, this is more West Coast-like, even though I think it definitely has West Coast or Midwest tendencies too, because it's bitter, but it's not that bitter. At least in my mind. Let's try it again. Yeah. Yeah, the most recent West Coast IPAs that I felt were like 100% dead on West Coast IPAs, or not IPAs, but IPA was Wookiee from Ama. I think that's more West Coast than this. And I think that's why it reminded me maybe a bit more of a Midwest, because it's a bit softer, but still really nice beer. So if you guys had a chance to try the recently released Hungry Heart and Helios from Slowburn Brewing, let me know what you thought of them. Well, again, another long review. What's up with me lately? I just ramble and ramble and ramble. But I hope you guys try them. They're probably easy to get right now. I don't know when this will be posted, but it was shut when they were 2 days old, and they're probably still drinking well if this is posted like a couple of weeks after. But if you had a chance to try them, guys, let me know what you thought of them. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, Twitter, and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I want to say cheers, and see you guys in another review.